All right. So from the National Weather Service in Raleigh, this is your weekly impact weather briefing, our routine Monday briefing for Central North Carolina. This briefing covers the period today through the 28th of June. And here is Nick Petro at the National Weather Service in Raleigh, along with Jimmy Danko. You want to say hi, Jimmy, to the group?
Hey, everyone.
And we're here to deliver your weekly briefing here. And for those who are new to this weekly briefing, you can always type questions in the question box. And we'll address those at the end. And for those who are watching this after the fact, thanks so much for, if you're watching it on YouTube, thanks so much. Appreciate that. Let's go ahead and jump to slide 2. Jimmy, you want to go ahead and advance that? Oh, I don't think our mouse is active on that screen there. So bear with us here for just a second. Go ahead and left click. All right, there we go. So I'll cover the river flooding, and then Jimmy will give you the overview of the weather pattern. But basically, we have 2 points, and you know, we only make river forecasts at places where we have certain gauges. Okay, so just because we're only showing Tar River at Tarboro doesn't mean that that's the only place it's flooding. Of course, there's flooding in pretty much all of the Tar River in Edgecombe County. Okay, but this is the only place we actually have have the gauge where we make the forecast for. So just because we're showing Tarboro, and if you live in Edgecombe County along the Tar River, don't think we're not concerned about your area. We are, and we're making this prediction here for the river, but that's the only place we have the gauge. So just a little clarification for those who may be watching on YouTube after the fact. Anyway, that gauge shows that we're just about at 28 feet. Which is well up into the moderate level of flooding for flooding at the Tar River at Tarboro. We're still about another 12 hours, maybe a little less than 12 hours, 6 to 12 hours away from it cresting. So if you live pretty much anywhere in Edgecombe County on the Tar River, basically from Tarboro downstream, you still have another half day, maybe even a day if you get further down the river from cresting, and then we should begin to see it fall off pretty quickly. So it looks like we go below flood stage, at least at Tarboro, by Thursday morning. Okay, so there's still a little bit, maybe a little, half foot, maybe a foot more of water to rise, a foot more if you're on the eastern edge of Edgecombe County, only another half foot if you're near Tarboro. But the point is that by this time tomorrow, everybody should be seeing along the Tar River in Edgecombe County should be seeing water decreasing. As you get further down the Tar River in eastern North Carolina, it'll still be going up, but at least in Tarboro and Points West, it'll be coming down here shortly. All right, and the Roanoke at Roanoke Rapids is just above flood stage, but that's due to water releases there at the dam for water management purposes. It just barely into flood stage, so impacts there are fairly minimal. All right, so let's go ahead and shift to the weather pattern. I'll let Jimmy go ahead and give the overview of the weather pattern.
All right, so relatively quiet weather pattern today and tomorrow. We just got some isolated showers and storms possible. A better chance of showers and storms looks to come on Wednesday as a cold front approaches our region. And there is potential for a few of those storms to become strong to severe. It's not looking like a widespread outbreak, but there could be a few stronger storms. Late week, Thursday, Friday, decreasing rain chances behind the front. And then by this weekend, isolated showers, but mainly dry. As for temperatures, they should be pretty seasonable this week. And then over the weekend, as ridge of high pressure builds over the area, it will start to become hotter, low to mid 90s.
All right, thanks for that, Jimmy. And by the way, for those wondering, we are keeping distance here at the National Weather Service office. So I slide back as Jimmy slides in towards the microphone, and vice versa. So we are keeping our masks and social distancing handy. So in case for those who are wondering. So we apologize for any pauses in between our transitions. We're just kind of moving around in place here. All right, looking at the amount of rainfall, you can see the rainfall today and Tuesday is pretty light for the most part. And essentially, even though it's painted light, if you do get under a thunderstorm, you might get a little bit heavier rain. But the more widespread heavier rain will come later on Wednesday with the approach of a cold front. So that's why we have the first bullet there. The heaviest rain this week is expected on Wednesday. All right. So, and then Thursday and Friday, and even into this weekend, it should be very widely scattered shower activity. Certainly, this graphic would suggest the heaviest rain this week will be on Wednesday with that cold front. Not to say that it won't rain any of the other days, but it will be generally fairly light, aside from maybe where thunderstorms may occur. When you add up 7 days worth of rain, we're looking at generally on average less than an inch of rain, with always the caveat of locally higher amounts where the thunderstorms occur over central North Carolina anyway. When you get closer to the coast, the rainfall rates will be a little bit higher with interaction with the sea breeze and places to the west. So, you see a relative minimum over central North Carolina, and we definitely need that. We're not gonna complain. All right, and I'll just cover this next slide while I'm at it. This is WPC's excessive rainfall outlook, which basically highlights the fact that we're not right at this point expecting any heavy downpours that would cause any new flash flooding. So this is more of a good news slide because last week obviously we were the risk was fairly high for episodes of flash flooding, whereas for the next few days anyway we should be in pretty good shape in that regard. All right, Jimmy, you want to go ahead and take over at the SPC outlooks?
All right, so today it's looking like I said, just some isolated showers and storms for most of central North Carolina. There is a possibility well north and east of Raleigh, mainly in Halifax County, and north and east of there, that there could be a strong or severe storm. You can see there's a marginal risk from the Storm Prediction Center for severe storms out for that region. Tomorrow, just risk of general thunder. Wednesday, though, we are in a marginal risk for severe storms. So again, that's the lowest risk, level 1, but still means that there is possibility of some isolated strong to severe storms, especially from Raleigh south and east.
All right, very good. As we head to the next slide, this is just the 8 to 14 day outlook, suggesting that temperatures are generally going to run above normal with maybe a risk for better than average chance of rainfall each day. So sorry about that. I forgot to take my mask off, so I was a little muffled there. But anyway, there's the 8 to 14 day. And as we kind of wrap things up here, just to kind of review everything we talked about, you could see, again, isolated showers and storms today and tomorrow, better chance on Wednesday as that cold front comes. And then generally decreased chances for late week and even into the weekend. If we get anything over the weekend, it'll be fairly isolated. Most places should stay dry. I think the better of the 2 days this weekend, better chance, that is, of showers this weekend would be Sunday versus Saturday. But really both days will be fairly isolated. We're going to have close to normal temperature. Remember, normal temperatures this time of year, we'll be getting up into the upper 80s, mid to upper 80s is normal. So when we're hovering around 90, that's not terribly above normal, but above normal would be like getting up into the low to mid 90s, and that probably won't happen until this weekend. Okay, there could be a few isolated spots before then, but generally the warmest temperatures of this 7 day outlook will be this weekend. In terms of hazards and impacts, remember the Tar River flooding is the greatest impact right now. There is moderate flooding ongoing in Edgecombe County. Points of west of Edgecombe County, the water is already falling. We're expecting it to begin to decrease on Tuesday. And then finally, for the forecast point at Tarboro, we're expecting that to drop below flood stage on Thursday. All right, and just don't forget, there's a few strong to severe storms possible with the cold front on Wednesday. be ready for that and have a safe place ready if you get any kind of weather warnings. Down at the bottom, you can see at a glance, there's the 5 days there with those showers and thunderstorms that I mentioned. I did include a slide, but tropics, there's nothing of any kind of urgent concern for us, so we're in good shape there, at least for the purposes of this briefing. And I think that covers it. Anything else, Jimmy, that we missed?
No, I think we're good.
All right, well, that wraps up the Monday weekly briefing for Central North Carolina. We will do this again on Thursday. And obviously we'll continue our email briefings when the need arises. All right, so thanks so much for joining us. Go ahead and hit the stop.